everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League, Season 17, Week 6. Today we're taking another look at the Black King Barbecue taking on the Foies. I didn't really say their team names in the middle of the roll call last game. Whoops, oh well. With me here today, of course, is the Dr. Dota, Randy.
Yes, hello.
Not going to be letting that Warlock through again. I am really shocked it is this infrequently banned, to be honest with you. Feels like, the Warlock was really... Okay, getting rid of the Zeus, too. The Warlock really felt like that was why the last comp worked so well. It wasn't enough that they had the big mid-game team, but it's like, you know, when you had the big decisive fights, it's like 5 people in the Fatal Bonds just take 1 trillion damage and explode, you know? It's pretty nuts. If it was Gras, banning out most of the same guys this time. Oh, by the way, last time was a early game match, and everybody was happy. There goes Alchemist.
I mean, I'm not that happy. I still don't like miserable stomps.
Damn. Well, I'm happy because if the game is uncompetitive, at least it's a 20-minute uncompetitive game instead of a 70-minute uncompetitive game. So, relatively, I'm happy. By the standards of this season, it could be a lot worse. Here's first pick Bounty Hunter, which is going to be a support. Spoilers. I didn't say it last week because we were live, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to tip the hand too much if it was being streamed. But yeah, it's probably a pause fight Bounty Hunter. First pick Necro. They're not going to let that get banned again. That was the thing that they figured they could let through. I guess it does make sense. You can definitely... I think you can counter out the Necro a lot easier than you can counter out the most of the Copless heroes, for example.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I've actually been spoiled on one pick in this match, sadly.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Danny was very angry in my DMs about the pick.
Damn.
Thinking. I don't think Black King Barbecue is formally dead at this point, by the way. I think they need to go 0-2 this week to in this, so they need to lose this game to be dead, I think.
So, that's gonna happen then. Got it.
Radiant team pick.
I guess Danny is mad though, so it could be.
There's a Hoodwink. Here's Grimstroke, the S-Culture hero. I guess if there's if it's a time that looks like this, you bring out the comfort, right? Things are getting pretty desperate if you're in the pool, I think. So you got the Bounty Hunter, you got the Grimstroke. That means double track. Or more importantly, it needs double Shuriken.
Yeah.
Hoodwink comes up on the other side. Pretty generic support, all things considered, at the moment. Hard to see exactly what it's going to be doing yet. I do feel like, generally speaking, I like to see Hoodwink a little bit more when it, like, responds to something. Like, I feel like if the hero isn't specifically breaking something, or either the Acorn or the Net aren't specifically good against things, not acceptable, but specifically good, it does feel like the hero can get pretty low impact. And the Net's, like, acceptably good against Bounty, but no better than that, and there's nothing to break nor snipe yet. Never mind, they will pick something that Hoodwink is really good into. Right into Hoodwink. Very brave on the part of Black King Barbecue. And picking this Razor guy again. You know, I've started to develop a conspiracy theory, Randy. I want you to hear it. Are you ready? I think Razor is, like, super not a hero this patch.
I don't know. You look so bad.
I've seen Razor in this LD2L season in good Razor games being played by good Razor players do absolutely nothing. So Razor's already kind of in the doghouse, and you're picking him into a blind core matchup, and you're picking him to Hoodwink, and here's Enigma, which is not really that relevant to Razor, all things considered, but Razor can't really stop him very easily and is likely to be in the black hole. That's the pick Danny was mad about. He was complaining, Copless plays too many passive supports. I'm gonna go crazy if I have to lane with another Enigma, and then I DM'd Copless. Hey, Danny says he wants you to pick Enigma more. LC is a bit of an
Wow.
interesting choice into this. I have a feeling you can easily accidentally get your duel trolled, frankly, but
5 seconds remaining.
you can duel somebody. Well, the duel lasts too long for the Hoodwink ult, so you can duel somebody while Hoodwink is actively ulting. You can hit Q inside of the Enigma black hole. That's another person who's just going to kind of end up inside of it. It has a silence at the very least. Enigma is going to be really sad until he gets BKB, but so far it looks like once he does get BKB, he's just going to be A-okay.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Nothing that goes through it.
Dire
And
team
while you have the, especially the really annoying Grimstroke silence, which, Grimstroke can easily operate outside of black hole range. He's kind of unlikely to end up in it. He's not necessarily going to be there every other team fight, so there's that at least.
10 seconds
You know,
remaining.
for the, not team fight, but like, if you're doing the old classic Enigma drop black hole on the one guy, and the InThePool team does tend to build around the one guy, so. Like DP and a Necro. Necro can win that, but it's really
Dire
hard.
team ban.
Not the worst into Enigma. You can, if presumably Frank Stan is very lucky, DP can just get ulted by Enigma during EXO and just kill everybody anyway,
Team pick.
which is always funny. If you're wondering why Randy is making those noises, I think he's trying to say things, but Discord is not picking them up very well. As evidenced there.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I listened to it on the side and it's fine. I don't know.
Does it sound good here?
Your Discord issue.
I blame you. Banning Wyvern and Venomancer last on Gras is very interesting.
Dire team
I don't know
pick.
exactly what they're expecting. I wasn't expecting that, I gotta be honest with you. What the hell is this team comp? Maybe they were thinking it's a core bounty hunter. That it was Razor 1, DP 2, Bounty 3. I guess it's not a completely logical assessment.
10 seconds remaining.
I guess.
But it's gonna be Bounty 5. Spoilers!
5 seconds remaining.
I don't see any other JFK heroes on the board. I don't think he's picking up goddamn Earth Spirit at the last minute here, so. Earth Spirit rolling in all the way from last patch. I don't really think he's like a viable mid this patch if that's what they're doing. I think he was really only viable because Heart Blade Mail, and that's pretty dead now. Kind of like how DK is going to be dead again if they nerf Mage Slayer after this patch and don't accommodate that in any way for him. Come on.
Maybe. Or it could own.
Or I could own, but For some reason, I'm not holding my breath. Gonna take to the last second. Use every bit of time on the board for this last pick. No, they're not gonna wait till the last 6 seconds to pick
Choose
Slark.
your hero.
I mean, this is a weird game. I don't really like the Slark pick either, to be honest with you. Too much crap
Or
that just goes through his
Razor.
ult.
I mean, if it's just because the Razor is not really like that bad of a matchup. It works better than it sounds.
Does his ult stop the Razor leash?
No, but you can leap away from him.
There you
And
go.
then leap back if you have eggs.
Just don't get surrounded by people and be unable to leap out. And don't get silenced by the DP or the Earth Spirit. Or if you do, make sure that you've got your Q timed to get rid of both of those things. I don't know. Both of these team comps look a little rough to me, to be honest with you. I guess it has to go to Gras because Enigma
Yeah, but win condition.
Enigma is still going to be basically like able to do whatever he wants when he gets the BKB out. That did not change at any point in pick phase. He's gonna have a very rough game until that point, make no mistake, but once he gets BKB, he can literally just black hole whenever, wherever he wants. And that's gonna be enough in and of itself to win a lot of fights. And while I don't really like the Slark in this game, my god is Razor bad. Not in this game, just as a hero, he just sucks. He looks bad pause 3. I can't even imagine what pause 1 Razor looks like right now. Cannot imagine he's gonna have too much fun here.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Both these drafts, pretty rough. Slark just looks like...
Prepare for battle.
I have a feeling this is going to be a matchup where neither of the puzzles matter. Like, Slark, I feel like, is just going to die a half second in all these fights. Just so much stuff that goes right through his ult does not get interrupted by Dark Pact. And then on the other side of the coin, the Razor is Puzzle on Razor. So it's really going to be, like, who wins between Earth Spirit and DP versus Necro and the LC. And LC, like, scales, which none of those other heroes do. Has pretty decent dual targets. This is not the best LC game in the world, but, you know, it's not... You've got the Bounty Hunter and the Grimstroke. Both of those are pretty weedy guys. You're going to kill pretty fast. You don't really have terribly much of a way to secure a duel. All of your damage is really slow, long, overtime type damage, but at the very least, you can immediately follow it, or potentially end it if he's low enough, with a Reaper Scythe. So there's that. That's really what what it looks like it's gonna be. It's gonna be the story. I mean, I guess Slark could ball despite all the problems if he plays it the right way. Ah, poor JFK actually stood on the rune spot while Invis and lost a right-click contest. Should've just popped him, right? I mean, you get a stun on that now, so... Just stun the guy. Good ball, in spite of all of that. I'm not really I'm not holding my breath. I'm not holding the breath that the Hoodwink is going to have much of a place in this game, but the Necro, the LC, the Enigma should all have games, and that's the important bit. And, like, you know, like I said, Razor, super not a hero. Oh, even if Razor does good, he's still probably not going to do anything this game. Earth Spirit can't do this anymore, not in, like, an organized game, I don't think. Maybe pros are doing it, but you ain't no pro, and I have not really heard much about pros doing it either. Not since the patch. What does ChatGPT say, Randy?
Yeah, hold on. The Radiant side has a lineup that excels at pickoffs and early to mid-game aggression. They will likely look
Really?
to secure an advantage by making plays around the map with Grimstroke and Bounty Hunter. The Dire side has a more teamfight-oriented composition with strong late-game scaling. Their success will depend on Enigma landing impactful black holes and Slark getting enough farm to become a late-game menace. If Radiant can capitalize on their early-game strengths and secure a lead, they have a good chance of snowballing to victory. If
I
the game goes late, Dire's lineup will become stronger, especially if Slark is well farmed and Enigma can find good engagements with Black Hole.
Well, that tells me, for starters, ChatGPT doesn't know what the the LC is or does. The Radiant has the better pick lineup, really? I find that a little hard to
I guess.
believe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's assuming
Assuming,
it's Cord Bounty Hunter, perhaps.
yeah, maybe. I didn't put in the rules. I guess I should do that next time.
Because this looks like a really, like, both teams have damage problems. Like, none of the heroes in this whole game do any damage except Slark, and he sucks in this game, so. Well, I guess, and LC if she gets a bunch of duels, which, you know, there is that. It's like, what the hell are they going to pick? You can't pick the Necro. Not really going to be able to pick the Hoodwink, so what, you're just going to pick the Enigma, I guess? The LC, if you're really crazy? I don't know.
Bottom tower is under
I think ChatGPT may not have it this time.
Oh yeah, this will be a good learning experience to see how much GPT knows about Dota.
It's true. This will be a good learning experience for ChatGPT. You should respond, like, positively or negatively after these assessments. Be like, that was how it turned out, or it wasn't like that at all. LC has lost literally all of her damage and yet still continues to fight. This might be shocking to hear, but it does not work out. Great body block by the Enigma there. Actually, I think that might have been phased movement on the... doesn't mention, so I'm gonna guess probably not. On the Bounty Hunter. So, slightly annoying there. So good body blocking by the Enigma keeps the LC alive here. Why is my last hit chart sort of like that? Get out of here. I don't want that crabby view. So far, generally favoring Radiant, though notably Razor is like pretty gone looking right now. Not having a great time against this offlane. I mean, he did just go deep in for LC and not get the kill, so that's pretty bad for Puzzlin. Something Kitty was talking about when I had her on for one of the games last week, the one you missed, is, you know, something I don't know if I talk about enough when it happens, because it's one of those things where in my head I'm always like, well, you know what it looks like, but, you know, sometimes you do have some safe lanes that do get a little blood crazed and just start going for kills that are, you know, the real lose-lose is like, it's not even worth it if you get it. Like, sometimes you see them, like, chase around like a pause 4 for like a minute solid and miss creeps under tower, and that's just not good. I think that kind of, InThePool kind of fell into that there. I mean, it was a very worthwhile kill if they did get it on the LC. Problem is he didn't. And he missed a lot of hits for nada, baby. So far... Oh... No, he's totally fine. Had a big wand and everything for him. In fact, popped it even though he didn't really need to. He could just regen. Come on, BlackOtter, don't do that. You want to get mana too, bro. You got plenty of tangos. Anyway.
You were doing
Yeah,
well.
just kind of fell into that trap. Could definitely be a very good Necro game if nothing else. You know, the rest of the team, whatever, but there's not really any great answers to the Necro. He has a lot of escort. Ooh, the Enigma just barely getting out of there. I think I would prefer to see those Enigmites going after the Razor rather than the Bounty, but that's okay.
Radiant's courier has been
That's annoying. He just killed that courier with boots on it. Here comes the
Oh,
her spirit from mid. Yeah. Her spirit from mid, rather. I assume no messing call.
under attack.
Gets 2, loses 1 in the trade, but getting 2 is certainly not a bad thing at this point. Gras is really not a great hero to capitalize on that in this game either, which is the unfortunate part. He's a pretty slow pusher, and he's not gonna go get top. That's like, look at this. Look where these guys are, that's not happening. So good play there by kick slide, yeah. By kick slide, rather. The pool is looking rather low. Bliss really does not care about him. He really just wants to bully poor JFK in this game, it feels like. He's going to be paid for his troubles by getting hit with the shuriken.
You were doing very well. I'm very
Max is doing very well. Or he says that somebody is doing very well. Our spirit's here again.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's going to get the Enigma and then just raw drop ult on top of US Danny, who doesn't care. Earpiece, there we go. And that's great, but like, you didn't kill Danny, and Necro is getting farm, and there's a little, you know,
Radiant's
if he doesn't get Danny, I don't know how worth it feels. Feels like you really want to get the both of them if you're going to make that much of a dedicated effort to try and squash this offlane.
Yes.
Yeah, at least we saw #1 Frank Stan get that banner creep and then miss that last hit. Frank Stan washed, you heard it here first.
God bless.
Hector has Reaper's Scythe by now. He's going to be able to do something with it, if he so desires. Enigma going to get pinged by the Razor here. JFK is going to learn a very valuable lesson about the location of sentries. Oh, great hula hoop, though, is going to turn this around, prevent the kill. Feels like the communication on that between these two is a bit awkward here in the offlane. The LC looked like she wanted to keep going. The Enigma was like, oh, I'm done, fella. I just want to get this comp. That's not necessarily a right and wrong thing. That's a communication issue thing. This Necro has been like, this is like the freest game BlackOtter's had this entire season, it feels like. At this point, the Air Spear really can't touch him at all, frankly.
What is Earthspur gonna do? Like, even in the OP or Spirit patch, I think he loses to Necro, to be honest.
Probably. But I mean, you can't even like look at the guy. You're just doing nothing down there. First duel of the game coming out while he's being leashed and he actually wins. That's, oh no, he wasn't being leashed there, I lied, sorry. It just looked like he was. Razor runs on a man at an awkward time, and then Slark goes down, let's see that happen. I was watching this, and then that kill happened. I guess I should have watched it for a second longer. Slark just, you know, classic DP action there. Just underestimates the Spirit Siphon and gets slapped. So both pause 1s get killed by the respective pause 3s, but only one of those pause 3s just got 10 duel damage. Earth Spirit comes in to squish the rat and gets himself a Midas, so there's that. I guess if you want to take Earth Spirit long, that's the way to go about it. I don't know if I want to do that in this patch, but hey, you do you. Brief,
No, you never know if something's good unless you try it.
Goodbye, and the... No, JFK! Oh my god, he almost just walked right into the black hole. The LC pretty low here. I think he is going to go for the desperation duel. He actually wins it, oh my god, by a hair. 20 duel damage on the LC. You know, there's some people who believe that the early duels don't matter so much for LC because, hey, it's only 10 damage apiece. But You know, 20 damage, I mean, for starters, that's more than this 1,000 gold broadsword, so if you want to put a price on it,
This is a
let's
good
say,
opportunity to learn.
let's say 1250 for this amount of damage, right? Roughly. But, okay. Having a bit of a team fight going on. Helps you accelerate those duels later, just makes things easier. There will be many duels in your life that you almost win, and that will help prevent that. First Grimult out. This is a really good Grimult. There's miscommunication between the two supports trying to go two different directions, and they both die for it. Necro is here. He's in a real awkward position. He's actually likely to just die. Yules. He's got the Yules. Okay. It was a good Yules scepter, at least attempt.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Man gets slammed by the acorn. Only now does US Danny give a crap about this. Might be slightly late. Huge overwhelming odds. Enigma has actually respawned in all this time. Danny's thinking about going back in, but he's having a hard time deciding who he wants. The ultimate answer is absolutely nobody. Hectic fight favors the Radiant. Dire took that very poorly. Those communication issues I was talking about earlier came in a big way there. You know, particularly noticeable in the reaction to the Grimstroke ult, particularly noticeable in the fact that LC did not give a crap about it. Earth Spirit now has a double damage rune.
Is under attack.
The support's now taking custody of mid. Nope, Necro's back, never mind. Necro has a shard queued up, but for some reason I don't think he's going to get that anytime soon.
I'll take that.
It's at least a minute 40 until that happens. That was at least 2 minutes 15 actually. I misread the clock at the top. How sad. Bounty Hunter watching Slark farm. What a weirdo.
DP is about to watch him for him.
Yeah, the wrong person to send in if you want to get the kill, but a good person to send if you want to make him just retreat and get worse farm. As EXO. Sarah's quite likely dead. I believe this is going to be the inaugural EXO.
Is under attack. Dire
They even give it the old offensive glyph, and it gets responded to by the defensive glyph. Though, when it comes to T1 towers, the offensive glyph always wins. Unfortunately, Necro took the entire aggro. Well, Hoodwink took all the aggro and gave it to Necro, who could use it very well. Enigma is here. He's got his LUDs already. Enigma is here. Oh, great arrow. Oh, that...
tower is under
Oh my god, 25 HP. US Danny just got clapped down here during this time. Didn't lose a duel at least. 20 HP, my kingdom for a single tick of Heartstop Aurora. BlackOtter observing a haste rune for some reason. Grimult. Pretty good. Where's my scythe? There's my scythe. Beep. That was a lot for the Earth Spear, but he is their mid, so whatever.
Dire's bottom tower.
Both the cores here in this fight just chasing supports trying to ignore each other for a moment. Depth Rafa just dropping all of her buttons on the Necro, who kind of struggles to respond. It's kind of funny they dropped EXO on this mid T1 and they lost their own and didn't get theirs. Bit interesting. Wisdom Rune, LC. Game slow to a crawl here. Supports fighting each other here in the Ward Wars. Everybody's got to sit back and breathe, including Randy.
Dire's middle
That's true.
Oh my god, okay.
Oh, what a snipe. Easy.
That was blind. That was like
under attack.
That was literally blind, has no vision down there. Wow, okay.
It's just simply too easy, what can I tell you?
T1 going down. Here's a duel. This is very unlikely to work. Yeah, just kind of exos, drops the veil, goes right back to work, actually gets it done. I think they're gonna need a veil of their own to be pulling stuff like that. Really, or maybe they're gonna need to not duel while being actively Grimstroke ulted, or you know how it goes.
Yeah, that'll probably be one way to solve it.
Slightly missed pounce there.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Top T1 still gonna go down. Enigma has the blink now. Well, it doesn't have it now, has it on Courier, but blink is coming for the guy. Mage Slayer on the Slark. Mage Slayer on the Razor. Jesus Christ. Quite a fine patch we found ourselves in. Take a look at the net worth chart. Probably should have done that 10 minutes ago. Or at least 5. Earth Spirit at the top of things, though that is inflated somewhat by the fact that he has a Midas, which means in reality he has, like, you know, roughly, let's estimate 2,200 gold less than that, basically, for the most part. Okay, you are one of the heroes that gets the absolute least benefit out of the attack speed off of Midas. This is a great black hole. Here comes the Reaper's Scythe. Is actually not going to get the job done, but this net will. Bounty Hunter at the Scythe just dies.
God, Steve Hero's ridiculous.
So that was a 3-for-0 trade. They dropped all the ults for it, except the Slark one, but 1,828 gold passes into the hands of the Dire, predominantly into the hands of the Necro and the Enigma, who are 2 of the 3 most important heroes in this game. Only Danny saw nothing for that. Slark. Looking at Razor. I think Razor feels the love. Starts trying to get the hell out of dodge. Goes through the Twin Gate. They're saying, nope, let's not do that. Let's just fight these guys down here. The Radiant counter smokes into it, but it kind of gets broken. Both sides choose to leave. It's a mutual disengage here. LC has enough for Blink at this point. There we go, has picked it up. Hoodwink probably wishes she had that one back. And once again, the pace slows to a crawl.
Yeah, Midas seems down in net worth.
Once again, the Enigma, BKB, going to be very crucial this game, so just to let you know, it's about a third of the way done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Necro going for the Eternal Shroud here. I think maybe I would like to see a more offensively focused item on him, especially having the Yule Scepter already. I mean, it's not been that much of a help getting him to survive, but like SNK or something of that nature, you know, what it feels like would be a lot nicer here. The big problem both of these teams have is damage, so if at least you have addressed it, then you're onto something. Or just do what everyone else is doing this patch and get Shiva's Guard if you want a defensive option, you know. You're a great Shiva's carrier on the Necro, and it's an alright game for it otherwise. Yeah, the most impressive spell damage in the world, especially if the Hoodwink ult misses, but you will eventually have her Boomerang. You have the, you have some things like Dark Pact overwhelming odds, so it's a bit awkward, but you yourself do tons and tons and tons of spell damage, and the rest of your team does at least some. So just get the goddamn Shivas, BlackOtter, come on. You know, both pause ones have Mage Slayer. I'm not gonna specifically clown you for following Flavor of the Month.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Again, an awkward pot. What? Let's see this happen. Not really sure how this. Oh, it's just the one-man black hole.
Black hole.
Gets a dual win here. 40 damage now on the LC. So the momentum for her is starting to build. She's already got nearly 200 damage. As the kids say, 179, which means she's doing more damage than the Unleashed Razor. She's doing more damage than her Slark with no Agi stacks. Reaper Scythe falls right on top of Grimstroke's head right after he drops his ult. Pretty ambitious ult drop. Really need detection on these guys. They're going for an offensive like this. Huge Earth Spirit ult. Here comes DP. She's got Shiva's Guard. What's with you guys? The Earth Spirit does go down, but if these guys aren't able to disengage from this, they're not going to be too much happier.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Even as it stands, it's already kind of a loss for the die. Really don't want to lose the Necro quite so easily. But if you count the DP death that happened before this started and the Grimstroke ult, technically it's a win for them. Most of the gold goes to Hoodwink though, so what does that really accomplish?
Maybe Hoodwink will buy carry items. Never know.
You know, it's kind of sad that Pressy Attack just gets rid of track. Also rhymes with track. I mean, maybe, but wouldn't honestly be the worst thing in the world. I mean, one of your cores is Earth Spirit, who is third lowest net worth core with the Midas. The actual lowest net worth core is kind of competing with the Enigma right now. Once again. Kind of the same situation as last game. LC pops a solo smoke here, is looking for a duel, but Radiant are really not going to be split enough at this point to find one so easily. They're going to go to town on the Necro here. Great Acorn. Great Midnight Pulse. Necro's here on the back line. Ult comes out. Not going to win the duel, but going to get the Reaper Scythe on the DP. Reaper Scythe comes late as Necro spends a lot of that time in jail. Silenced. The Rod of Atos comes out. Fun's not over yet. Fun's over. Oh no, JFK gladly will kill himself for this for no reason. Never mind. Fun is not over yet.
Back on the menu.
Yep. Actual not case there. Just probably not really watching the map. Probably didn't realize it was a full disengage on the part of Earth Spirit rather than he was just getting out to go back in again. Which is slightly unfortunate. That's part calm, part please watch the map. Oh, the mutual Rods of Atos going out here. Grimstroke getting very casually eaten. LC really wants to get a duel, but like, isn't going to win at 1v1. Razor, unfortunately, kind of wastes his leash and just dies immediately for it. Doing a good job trying to direct the traffic in this fight. Most importantly, okay, that probably wasn't necessary. Most importantly, they've kept the LC and the Necro split up, so the Necro can't just slap a bunch of HP into the LC. Even if you're a mid-Necro, you can still do that, I promise.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're pushing towers while the Exo is happening. And kind of getting away with it. Yeah, look at that, look at that duel.
Oh,
The number one Frank stan says, "Oh, poor baby," probably for herself. Oh, LC really low. is gonna get away with this. Necro, please hit Q. Hit Q! Hit Q, please! My friend! Hit Q! Ugh. Wow, InThePool actually just TB'd in and died immediately. Wow. Razor is like super out of this game right now. It feels like he just can't do anything. Going for the always unfortunate desperation BKB when he already doesn't do any damage. 1,457 gold passes in the hands of the Dire who have crossed the 10k threshold here at 25 minutes. A great spot in the fight for the Earth Spirit to be. He's making this really annoying. Duel coming out by this little tree here on the Bounty Hunter. This will win, 80 duel damage. Earth Spirit still trying to make a major pain in the ass out of this fight, but he's just gone too deep in this time and just goes down for it. They're just bleeding left and right. Every time a core goes out, they just get eaten. As Culture 3 trying to break up the I don't know what's worse, that Grimstroke ult or the fact that Necro just walked into Slark and made it actually an ult. Razor Leash here. It's actually going to get rid of the Necro. Very awkward procession of events there, unfortunately, on the part of BlackOtter. With those two kills were worth just under, those two kills were worth just over the amount of money that Necro was
You're
worth
doing
there.
very well. I'm very proud of you.
Still, even with his untimely death, it was still a very good procession. The whole offensive there was very strong for Dire, who got some dual damage and made this net worth chart look even worse. I mean, Enigma, 4th place net worth chart. Another dual victory here, 100 dual damage on the LC here, 27 minutes. Has full BKB at this point, 9 seconds. What's the question mark?
GG question mark? I feel like you have a Razor carry in a game where you're losing. I don't know.
They're trying to hit the Slark over here. Yeah, having a hard time doing it. LC, I think, wanted to duel. Oh no, doesn't have it yet. I was gonna say, I think LC wants to duel there, but didn't actually get to do it. LC actually just right-clicked the Razor to death while being leashed. That's the condition we're in right now. 3-for-1 trade there. They do get the Enigma, and the Enigma's a pretty good kill. It's gonna stop them from doing anything more with this push. But I mean, again, every small victory they get comes with so many bodies hitting the floor on Black King Barbecue. Every good kill they get leaves 3 of them dead. 1,562 gold passes into the hands of the Dire, predominantly into the Slark. And Razor continues to fall further and further into irrelevance. We'll have his BKB up next life for honestly pretty close to no reason. It gets rid of the leash. You have other items that can do that for you or make that not a concern. It stops the Necro stuff, and I guess it stops overwhelming odds. I don't know. This looks like a very useless BKB to me, which is the even sadder part. Yeah, the real deal is, at this point, Legion Commander does 148 damage, has 148 dual damage, right? You know, look at that total amount of damage that she is doing right now. The real politic is you have to get something for that. You can't get something that's just to, like, let you live for a second longer, because the problem is, if you get by cold, you're dead anyway. If LC catches you, you're dead anyway. Last time we saw those two interact, she was leashed, and she still right-clicked him to death, almost solo. You can't build for something else when that's happening, you know? Hey, it works well for that. Any wasted the 8-second BKB off of Enigma, which is a little unfortunate. But LC with a very, very brave duel back here is gonna get it. Wow. Okay, just barely gets that that duel. I guess she has the DD. That would be why. Trying desperately to go find the bounty hunter here. They do actually manage to get him. Grimstroke ult comes out. It looks pretty unlikely, yeah. Yeah, these guys are getting ready for Roche, and then they just casually killed 3, so I guess they're going uphill now. They did not even use Black Hole. I think we're going for his big eggs here. Razor just up top, going down this lane. Which is objectively the right.
He's a real carry hero.
Yeah, objectively the right thing to do from a puzzle perspective, but unfortunately he's Razor. So like another dual win for LC, 224 dual damage. If only she had one more. 224 dual damage, and of course, movie night on my server is on February 24th. So make sure you're there on 224. I don't know. These guys kind of have LC problems. This is like the dream game for LC, where at this point, she has enough dual damage, she has enough momentum that she's not just the duel, which is what you often are as LC. You're a really scary, couple of seconds during the duel, and that's it. At this point, LC has enough dual damage. She's just like walking up to people and right-clicking them to death, just so casually.
Yeah.
And I don't mean walking up to like Grimstroke and right-clicking him to death. I mean like walking up to like the Death Prophet and right-clicking her to death, or the Razor, God forbid. Slark bringing in the Eye of Scotty here, or as it is when Cobbless gets it, the Eye of Scotland. AC coming out on LC just to make things a little worse. BKB comes out on her, doesn't actually do anything though. Oh, stops. No, it didn't even stop that because it was already over by that point. Slark with a gigantic pounce coming out sides here. Another dual win for LC, another miserable death for Razor. That was his 9-second BKB, so, feel like that really, I mean, it was already looking very, very unlikely to say the least, but I think that really did blunt most of the last of the momentum he had. He just really needed something that would let him do damage. He's had such a massive damage deficit compared to these guys that even if he gets 9 seconds of power play during BKB, it doesn't really matter at all. Enigma blowing up couriers on the back line over here. Not Enigma, the Earth Spear rather, blowing up couriers on the back line over here. JFK standing just a little too close to the fun. Big duel here on the LC under T4 is going to earn the DP under T4 is going to work out. DP takes a music break.
Focus.
Yeah, I don't really know where are my GGs exactly. Danny actually pretty low. Danny may die here. Actually, yeah, Danny is dead. Everybody on Dire kind of retreated from this, like, not everybody, but the horrible, horrible communication on the Dire as 2 guys retreat from the supports retreat, and the 2 cores remain in the middle of uphill. Slark also taking a powder there. Feels like it's not a very realistic kill if the team doesn't split up like that. Maybe assuming a GG call was about to come out, honestly. Considering that's about when it happened in Game 1. 2,619 gold passes into the hands of the Radiant, predominantly into the hands of Razor. So there's that. Picked up a Javelin for God knows what reason. Picked up a javelin for fun. This is a for fun javelin. Is this? No, it's not what. Okay, it's for MKB. Never mind. Okay, I saw these items pop up and I was like, Silver Edge? Okay, no, it's not Silver Edge. It would be funny to buy casual javelin and then get Silver Edge. It's like a really bad Pango build or something.
Unfortunately, that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, sadly, he's not lost his mind quite yet. Disperser coming out on Slargdag and coming out on Necro. Which will really let him take advantage of those Grimstroke ults as somebody Lotus Orbs them, I guess. It's a weird thing to say, but I do think it is actually kind of an underrated item on the Necro. That large amount of spell lifesteal that he gets from it basically just means that his Q starts doing redundant healing on top of the ability to just, you know, hit R on somebody and then zap them, you know. Gives you a good balance of those two things without being all damage like the E-Blade or all survivability like the Bloodstone. And as your hypothetical alternatives there, basically. Roche, gonna go down here. Slark takes Aegis. 4-man smoke coming out. They want to get involved in this duel. Oh my god. Oh god, Razor just got solo dueled here and died. 338 damage on LC. Team is kind of splitting up. Hopefully they'll come together because they can definitely just win now. This does not need to be a farming Aegis for sure. LC getting some free crits. Not sure to what end exactly. I mean, she might be getting Conda. You never know.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Conda LC would be kind of funny if you think about it.
Yeah, it would be funny.
Well,
Viable, I don't know, but I'm using yes.
Well, think about it like this. Every time you duel somebody, you start off by doing, like, 75% of your attack damage. I assume probably not your bonus attack damage, or else that would be one-shotting people. LC is, or not LC, DP is going to call for the poor baby once again. Is actually going to get saved from the duel, but not going to do much. I'm not sure where my GGs are. Grimstroke doesn't make it back to the fountain.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire
Mega's now out.
Make them take it.
Yeah, that's true. You never know. They might throw, trying to go for T-Force here.
No, it's just the principle of the matter. You know,
Yeah.
you make them take it.
Grim dies, comes back. Will be fodder for LC
Oh,
and Q.
baby.
My Razor buys back and gets fountain
Get
dived.
it!
is under attack.
Well, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, that was a Razor buyback. I guess hypothetically it was stupid, but luckily for him, nobody else had buy. Well, he calls GG's, so technically, if you want to look at it in that way, InThePool wins. Should have let Doughboy ends as Danny, true. InThePool started the season with draft issues, and it looks like the sun's setting on his season with draft issues as well. Both of the games in this series, you just saw some just really awkward comps that, I mean, this one just looks crusty. This would have been an awesome comp, you know, 3 years ago, you know what I mean? This one's just like things that have just been out of the meta for way too long. Razor Pause 1 in particular just does not feel acceptable right now. It just does not feel good. And, I mean, we kind of saw it here. Like, even in situations where a Pause 1 Razor should be balling, rocking, and rolling, he just didn't do anything. The Grimstroke, I mean, Ice Culture Grimstroke is always going to do good things for you, but hey, Randy, pop quiz, what do you get? What do you get doubled when you Grimstroke ult? Keeping in mind that Razor W specifically doesn't work with it.
And Firkin Toss.
You get double Shuriken Toss, and I think you get double Spirit Siphon, and Double Rod of
Yeah.
Atos / Eul's Scepter, if you want to be really funny. That is it.
And if you want to like Earth Spirit magnetize point target, I don't remember what gives that, but
It's one of the Aghanims things. I think that's his scepter. But no, I think that's a shard actually, or maybe it's a. I don't know. You're right. I don't know what gives it. Is it here? It ain't here. Or if that's even in the game anymore, God knows. He is one of those constant small rework heroes. But I mean, it really just as simple as this. Like, I wasn't a super fan of either of the drafts, as I said up front. It really did just come down to pretty much exactly how it was predicted. It's like the real meat of the game was just DP and Earth Spirit versus the Necro and the LC. Necro and the LC had higher upside, their support line had more relevant things to do, and they weren't guys who haven't been relevant in decades. I mean, Necro has been relevant forever. LC is just relevant if she gets duels, and she had a million duel damage this game. That's just the long and short of it. Simple as it gets. If you or somebody you know wants to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg today to sign up. It's too late to get into this season, but you can always stand in. Queues are popping everywhere that you look. Go to ld2l.gg, follow the link to the Discord server, and we'll be seeing you next time with something else.